Hey everybody, it's Miranda with Simply Noteful. You guys, it's December, which means we've officially hit that magical time of year where we can finally start setting up our planners for next year. And yes, Christmas is amazing too, but if you're a planner person, you know the excitement I'm talking about. I have been counting down the days until I could finally start using my 2026 planner. The waiting actually worked out though, because I think I finally figured out which trackers and layouts I want to start this new year with. Well, at least for January. February might end up looking totally different, but that's the fun part about using a digital planner. You get to switch things up every month and try out all kinds of different styles. I hope you're just as excited as I am because in this video, I'm going to show you how I'm setting up my 2026 digital bullet journal for the new year. Specifically, I want to walk you through the trackers I picked, how I'm organizing them, and how I'm linking everything together in my planner. The planner I'm using is my 2026 digital bullet journal. I will leave a link in the comments below if you want to check it out. But honestly, there is no such thing as the perfect planner for everyone. We all plan a little differently. So I'm hoping the ideas I'm showing you today will work with any planner you choose to use. And all the trackers I'm going to show you, I just drew right inside of Noteful. So if they look like something that is helpful that you want to try out, you can definitely recreate them in your own planner. That really is one of my favorite things about this planner. It feels so much like the paper bullet journal I used to love using. I can see what other people are doing or find some inspiration on Pinterest and then try to recreate it in my digital bullet journal. You still get all the creativity and flexibility of a regular paper bullet journal, just with really cute fonts and the ability to erase and start all over if you mess up, which I do a lot. All right, let's get started. You can see here that I'm using my notebooks and my planner to organize the different trackers I'm using. I have a journal for yearly trackers, monthly habit trackers, gratitude journals, and soon some entertainment trackers, like music I'm currently listening to or the books I'm currently reading. I'm not quite finished with those yet, but I will make a video as soon as they're done. If I tap right here on this first notebook, it jumps me into my yearly trackers. This year, I decided to use the mini calendar symptom tracker and the year in pixels, which I am really excited about. I may add more later this year if I find something else I want to track, but for now I think these two are plenty. My layer setup looks a little bit different this year than it did last year. Usually I only use two layers, a locked layer and a planning layer, but this year I decided to use three because I wanted to add backgrounds to some of my pages. The background images are big and take up the full screen, so they will get in your way unless they're on their own separate layer. So that's all I'm using this third layer for, just my background images. Then the middle layer, which I named the locked layer, is where I put everything once I have it in position and I don't want to accidentally move it anymore. In this example, you can see I have all of my mini calendars on this locked layer, along with my decorations and my color changing tabs. And then the top layer, which I named my planning layer, is where I do all of my planning. Any journaling, coloring in the boxes, filling in calendars, everything I'm actively working on stays right here in this top planning layer. One important thing to remember though is when you're setting up your layers, you're setting them up for your entire planner. These layers will be on every page of my planner, so don't delete a layer just because you don't need it on a certain page. If you delete it, it removes that layer from your whole planner, including everything you've added to that layer. So just don't delete them. I also like to keep these little colored boxes on my planning layer. They're sized perfectly to fit inside the mini calendars, so if I want to track something, like if I have a headache, I can just tap on the box, copy it, and paste it right into the calendar, and it fits perfectly. Then I can just add my number. So if my headache was a 5, I would just add the number 5 to it. But if you like coloring these boxes, you can definitely still do that. This just works best for me. I've had a few people ask me what I do if I have more than one symptom to track on the same day. You can definitely still track those on these mini calendars. What I usually do is I make the little colored square smaller, like about half the size. Then I duplicate it and change the color. After that, I just add my numbers back to both of them. And there you go. You can definitely track 2 different symptoms in these mini calendars. The space is a little bit tight, but that's one of the benefits of using a digital planner. You can always zoom in. But I will say, if you're having multiple symptoms pretty often, it might help to create a separate tracker for each symptom. So if you're getting headaches almost every day, for example, you could set up a dedicated headache tracker that you could use a color scale for, like maybe dark red for a really severe headache, like a 10, and then gradually get lighter shades of red for the milder ones down to a 1. That might give you a much clearer picture if you're tracking a symptom that shows up a lot. Another thing I'm trying this year is adding a health journal inside my yearly tracker notebook. These mini calendars are great for quick symptom tracking, but sometimes you just need more details to understand what's going on. A health journal could give you space to write things down like, when did the symptoms start? How long did it last? Did I take anything for it? Like, did I take ibuprofen and Tylenol? Did that help? How did I sleep the night before? Has work been really stressful? Just things like that might help you recognize patterns that lead to your headache or whatever symptoms you're tracking. The best part is that you can link the number or the shape that you used in your mini calendar directly to that journal entry for the day. So if I tap on this, I can just tap on link, and then I can pick the page I want it linked to. And now you can see when I go back and tap on that, it's going to jump me right to that journal entry. I think this is going to be one of the most helpful parts of my setup this year. Now, on to the next notebook, my monthly habit tracker. I decided to use the streaks tracker for January, but I definitely recommend just setting these up a month at a time. You may love this setup and want to reuse it again for February, and that's fine. You definitely can do that. Or you might see a different layout that you want to try out. So you can definitely switch things up. That's one of the best parts of digital planning. You're not locked into anything. After my January habit tracker, I added a blank page to use as a vision board. You could definitely combine this with a rewards page if you want. I think a vision board keeps your why right in front of you. When you're trying to build new habits, it's so motivating to see images or words that remind you what you're working toward. And right next to that, you could add a little reward reminder for yourself, like a picture of the outfit you want to buy if you stick to your diet, or maybe those cute shoes you're planning to treat yourself to if you stick to your exercise routine. Having both on the same page can be super motivating. I also added a couple of blank notebook pages for journaling, like just if I want to journal about how things are going, changes that I've noticed, maybe some setbacks, anything like that. This is my first time using this, so we'll see how it goes. The last notebook here is my gratitude journal. I only have January set up so far. I really love this layout, but I probably will change it for February because I get bored if I use the same thing too often. Now let's go to my monthly page and I'll show you how I'm linking everything together. In this planner, I have a lot of built-in links. So the tabs over here are all linked to my monthly pages. And then over here, I have links to my weekly pages. My days are all linked here in the calendar. And even the month here, if I tap on January, you can see that it lights up blue because it has a link in it. It's linked to my weekly spending tracker. But this year, 2026, it doesn't have a link in it. So I decided to make one there. The way I'm doing that is I'm just going to grab a shape here. I'm just going to grab a square and I'm going to cover up that year, 2026, with this rectangle. Now I'm going to tap on it and add a link. And I'm going to link that to the cover of my yearly tracker page. Perfect. Okay. Then I'm going to tap on the shape and I'm going to tap style. I'm going to make it have no fill and no border. So now it's just this invisible link I have here. So you can see when I tap on it, it jumps me to my yearly tracker page. Since that link won't change at all, I can just copy and paste it onto all of my monthly pages. But you don't have to. You can just take it a month at a time if you want. Then for my monthly trackers, I really like my pages to stay really minimal. I don't love extra tabs or icons cluttering up the page, so I decided to add these tiny colored rectangles up here at the top. I did that just using the Shapes tool. And you can see if I tap on the first one, it links me to my January habit tracker. Then this second link links me to my January gratitude journal. And this last link will link me to my entertainment trackers once they're finished. If you would rather use icons, you can definitely do that. There's a web page called Flat Icons that just has thousands of different icons you can use. These are just some examples I found here. So I could just add links to any of these icons. And I can move them around. They don't have to be in this top corner. Then this last example, I just use circles. I think they look really nice too. Once you decide how you want those linked, I can just copy this. And then if I want those links on my weekly pages, I can just paste it on my weekly page wherever I think it looks good. And I could do the same thing if I want those links on my daily pages. I can even change the color so it matches more with the theme I'm using. You will have to update these every month because in February, you're going to want to link them to your February trackers, but it just takes a second. I love adding custom links to my planner. I hope that gives you some helpful ideas about how to add your own links and how to link different pages in your planner. Now I'm going to quickly show you how I'm setting up my weekly pages. You guys, I'm really boring. I'm just using the exact same layout I used in 2025, but it just works so perfectly for me that I don't want to change it. You can see over here on the left side, I just keep a space for any meetings or appointments. Then I add these little boxes here for my top 3 things I want to get done every day. And then this middle section here is what I use for my cleaning. Breaking cleaning down into daily chores helps me so much. And then this last section is where I decorate and add a quote for the week. I had a few people ask me if I could do a plan with me video, but honestly, it would be pretty boring because I use the same setup every week. One thing I do want to show you is how I make these little check boxes because it's so easy. I'm just going to grab a square shape here, but you could do circles if you want to. Then I'm going to zoom in really big just so I can resize it. One thing I want to point out is if you tap on the shape again and then tap resize, it's a little easier to keep this square shape while just adjusting the size. Once I have it the perfect size, I just copy it and duplicate it as many times as I need. And I use the grid to line them up perfectly. Then I'm going to lasso them and group them together. Now that they're grouped, I can just tap on them and tap style and change the color. And all of the boxes change color because they're grouped together. I can also adjust the opacity if I want them to be a little bit more transparent. I really love the grouping feature. There's actually kind of a lot you can do with it, so I think I might make a video just talking about the grouping feature. I know that sounds kind of boring, but it's really cool, trust me. But then after that, I just pick a font I like and I type out all of the cleaning tasks I want to get done that day. When I'm done with everything, I just circle it all and then I can save it as a sticker. Then the next week, I can just go to my stickers, tap on it, and add it to my new week without having to recreate the whole thing. Then if I want to change the colors of these little check boxes, I just tap on it once to ungroup it because I want these check boxes to be ungrouped from the text. And then I can lasso all of these little boxes. I don't even have to be that careful because these boxes are grouped together in their sections. So even if I just catch one box, it's going to grab all of them. Once I have them lassoed, I can tap style, pick a new color, and make them match whatever sticker I'm using on that page. Super easy. I love it. For my daily page, I mostly use this for journaling. I do have some times on the side here, so if I want to do some time blocking, I can do that here. I use it if I have a lot of meetings or if there's things that I want to get done before 10 o'clock, I'll make a list of them. But mostly, this is my journaling page. If I take pictures during the day, I can add those, or if there's a cute sticker I want to use, I can decorate this page a little bit. But for me, journaling at the end of the day really helps me sleep. Writing things down, I guess it pulls them out of my mind so I stop thinking about them, well, at least long enough to get some sleep. I know a lot of people like physically writing in their journal, and I actually have read some research that says that handwriting can help with memory, emotional processing, and stress reduction more than typing. But my problem is that to make my handwriting look legible, I have to write really, really slowly, and I don't enjoy that. So I like to use the scribble feature in Noteful. It feels like I get the best of both worlds. I can still write, but then it converts my handwriting into a cute font. I did make a video a while ago and I was kind of complaining about the scribble feature in Noteful because it never got my capital letters right. And I don't know when they updated it, but it seems to work perfectly now. Let me just show you. So I'm going to tap on my font tool and then I'm just going to tap wherever on the page I want to add some text. And I'm going to stretch out this text box to as wide as I want it. And now I can just start writing. All right, and there you go. You can see that it worked perfectly. It got my capital letters and my handwriting looks a lot better. All right, I think that's everything I wanted to show you in this video. I hope you got some good ideas from it, and I hope you're having as much fun as I am getting your planner set up for this year. It really is one of my favorite things. This is going to be a great year. Thank you so much. Bye.